About 15 years ago, in the quaint village of Karelia, resided an elderly forester accompanied by his daughter, her husband, and their young son. A routine day found the old man wandering into the nearby forest, seeking solace amidst nature's embrace. Familiar with every nook and cranny of the woods, he embarked on his stroll, relishing the forest's serene beauty and the abundance of fresh produce it offered. On this particular outing, his aim was to procure some succulent blueberries, a special treat for his beloved grandson, who had an affinity for the juicy fruit. Driven by his deep-rooted knowledge of the area, the old forester delved deeper into the woods in pursuit of the ripest and largest berries to delight his grandson. Upon reaching his desired spot, he wasted no time in squatting down, deftly plucking the berries and nestling them into the basket he had brought along. Engrossed in the tranquil act of berry picking, the forester found himself unwittingly drawn towards a vast, gaping hole in the ground. Bewildered by his sudden proximity to the chasm, he was startled by a menacing growl echoing from its depths. A colossal bear, sensing an intruder in its domain, made its presence known with a fierce warning. Thankfully, the seasoned forester anticipated encounters with forest dwellers like bears and had armed himself accordingly. Swiftly retrieving his gun, he discharged a warning shot into the air, aiming to startle the bear into retreat. Yet, the creature remained rooted by the hole's edge, its protective instincts outweighing its fear of the loud noise. Surveying the scene, the forester's gaze fell upon a heart-rending sight nearby. A trapped bear cub lay helpless on the forest floor, ensnared and vulnerable. The fierce mama bear, unable to free her offspring, stood guard in a desperate display of maternal devotion. Realizing the dire predicament, the forester understood the urgency of the situation. Without intervention, the trapped cub faced a grim fate. Determined to aid the defenseless creature, he resolved to act swiftly and decisively. Recognizing the grave danger inherent in his altruistic act, the forester knew that intervening to save the trapped bear cub posed a significant risk to his own safety. Any misstep could provoke the fierce protective instincts of the mother bear, potentially resulting in a lethal confrontation. Despite the looming threat, the forester approached the trapped cub with cautious determination, armed only with his penknife. With trembling hands, he meticulously worked to release the cub from its captivity, every moment fraught with tension. When the trap finally yielded, the cub scampered to freedom, and the forester hastily retreated from the scene, keenly aware of the looming presence of the mother bear. As he navigated the familiar paths homeward, an unsettling sensation of being watched shadowed his every step. The forester quickened his pace, a primal instinct urging him to seek the refuge of open fields. Upon emerging from the forest's embrace, he stole a glance backward, encountering the silent acknowledgement of the adult bear, a silent testament to their shared moment of intervention. A year later, as the forester awaited the return of his expectant daughter and son-in-law, a chilling commotion shattered the tranquility of the village. Frantic cries pierced the air as news spread of a bloodied bear prowling the streets, clutching something in its jaws. Urgency gripped the forester as he seized his gun and joined his neighbor and fellow villagers in confronting the marauding bear. Their volley of shots into the sky failed to deter the relentless intruder, pushing the confrontation to a critical juncture. With an ominous gesture, the bear deposited a crimson-wrapped bundle onto the ground before retreating into the shadows of the forest. Recognizing the maternal yet hauntingly familiar presence, the forester approached the mysterious offering with trepidation, his heart pounding with dread. To his horror, the torn fabric revealed an infant nestled within, wrapped in a fragment of his daughter's dress. Panic surged through him as he cradled the helpless newborn, his mind consumed by the unthinkable fate that could have befallen his beloved daughter. Driven by a primal instinct to protect his kin, the forester followed the bear's enigmatic lead into the depths of the forest. With each step, an eerie sense of purpose guided their path, leading them to an abandoned bridge, weathered by time and neglect. A chilling revelation gripped the forester as he beheld the fractured remnants of the bridge, bearing the weight of recent passage. The realization dawned upon him with chilling clarity. This dilapidated structure had become a grim gateway to unspeakable peril, a silent witness to the brink of tragedy. Beneath the bridge, amidst the jagged rocks, the forester discovered his daughter and son-in-law, their fate hanging in the balance. Rushing to their side, he found his daughter clinging to life, but her husband had succumbed to the fall's brutal impact. Summoning help, a rescue team swiftly arrived, whisking the injured woman to the nearest hospital for urgent treatment. As she gradually regained consciousness, she recounted the harrowing events that led to their tragic ordeal. It transpired that a nostalgic journey to a cherished childhood spot had turned perilous when they attempted to cross the dilapidated bridge. The catastrophic fall had triggered the onset of labor, thrusting the expectant mother into a battle for survival. In her delirium, she glimpsed what she thought to be a bear before losing consciousness. With her recovery came clarity, and she pieced together the extraordinary chain of events that had unfolded. The bear, whose cub the forester had rescued, had reciprocated the act of kindness by safeguarding his newborn grandson. It was a remarkable twist of fate that had spared the forester from unimaginable loss. Reflecting on the profound lesson woven into this extraordinary tale, the forester realized the depth of communication transcending language barriers. The bear's silent gratitude, expressed through her protective actions, resonated deeply, underscoring the importance of empathy and understanding in all forms of communication. In the end, the forester learned that patience and open-mindedness could unveil profound connections, bridging the gap between species and affirming the universal language of compassion and reciprocity.